What's going on, everybody? It's your boy GemMint, and if you caught my last video, I was talking about key issues that I used to own 10 years back, checking prices today and seeing if they're more affordable. But anyway, in that video, I mentioned that key issues are not something that I would ever purchase again, and I mentioned that I was working on a list. So today we're gonna go with the top 10 collectibles that I would never buy again, or in one instance, I never bought it to begin with and I don't plan on buying it. But before we jump into it, I do want to give a shout out to Encore. I have a few of my omnibus up there for sale. Encore is an online selling platform. It's like eBay. You put up an item for an auction that can last up to 7 days or a buy it now. But instead of uploading pictures, you upload videos. It gives you time to describe what it is you're holding, give you some backstory, some history on it, and maybe look for any potential defects. Their giveaway system is great too because I can put up a giveaway and it can last for up to 6 days. And I don't know what I have for giveaway up by the time this video drops because I'm doing this a little bit early, but I'm definitely giving away that Century trade paperback, and I probably listed another omnibus for giveaway as well. Download the app, use the link in my description or in the pinned comment or in the QR code. And if you're gonna purchase anything off there for me or anybody else, just know that Encore does have buyer protection and all sellers are vetted and upload photo ID, so you don't have to worry about buying something off the app. So with that out the way, key issues. I mentioned it in the last video, but I didn't really get into the main reason why. I talked about how, yeah, they were cool to have it on the shelves, but some of them were very expensive, AF-15, X-Men 1, and then when I got into the Omnis, I realized I would rather have this. I would rather have this book that has all the keys in it, the whole story. You can read it. It's not that expensive. I mean, it's the only hobby I think I know to this day where a regular person can get in at wholesale. I mean, they're always like 50% off, 40% off when it comes out. So I would much rather have the Omnis than the keys. But the real reason, like the big thing that bugs me about keys, I have a real problem with buying something today for way more money than I bought it for in the past, or I could have bought it for in the past. Like, I won't even buy a Subway sandwich because in my mind, that's a $5 footlong. Why are you charging me $13.50 for the Subway? Or even like McDonald's double cheeseburger. My entire life, that thing has been 99 cents. Why are you saying $3.50 at the window? So I have a problem with that in general. So I'm not gonna go buy keys today for $15,000 when I bought it for $5,000 a few years back. I had it, I've owned it, I moved on. I will probably not ever buy comic book key issues again. All right, speaking of omnibus, I'm kind of cheating on this top 10. That was number 1, right? So now we have 2, 3, and 4 are omnibus, but I'm still an omnibus fan and collector. But what I would never buy again is an out-of-print omnibus that is crazy expensive. I've been there, I've done that back in the day before it was common to reprint these Omnis. Bro, I paid, I want to say $650 for the Mighty Thor Volume 1. I definitely paid $600 for the DC event, Infinite Crisis. I think I paid like $400 or $450 for the Silver Surfer Volume 1 Omnibus. Later to be reprinted, Silver Surfer 1 actually has a reprint coming out this month. I got a copy. Later to be reprinted, and that's the reason why I would never go down that route, because chances are it's gonna get reprinted unless it's something that's like gone through a hand exchange on the license. Like Dark Horse used to have the Alien stuff or even the Conan stuff. So you probably won't see Marvel produce Big Colossal Conan or those Prometheus books. They could release the material in a similar format and the omnibus format or however. And now Titan has the license from Marvel. Anyway, I would rather wait on a newer printing than drop a bunch of money going for some out of print stuff because it'll probably be reprinted. Sticking with Omnis though, I'm gonna say custom omnibus. There was a time where these custom omnibus started popping up out of nowhere, and it's almost like they took oversized hardcovers and rebound them into an omnibus format, but some of those never had OHCs either. But the problem with custom Omnis is like, now you can't really collect it all. And this is back when I was big on every omnibus. It was almost like there could always be a custom out there. There could always be something obscure that you didn't even know about. And I didn't really like that. I like the idea as a collector to have the whole set. Although I know some people, and we'll get to it later on in here, are the type of collectors that want that thing that no one else can get. See, I don't really care if you guys have it or not. If it's a thing that I like and I want it, that's all that matters. And lastly, for the Omnis, I'm gonna say compilation omnibus. Those are just Omnis that I've had. I thought it was cool. Maybe you have all the first appearances of 90s characters. They have that omnibus, or even like the DC where they just give you the first issue of every issue. Space is something that's more valuable than funds at times, especially when you collect a lot of things. So I don't really need those types of filler omnis. I just want the stories that I love, the runs that I love from the characters that I love, and the writers and artists. But the compilation stuff, I've been there, I've done that. Short one, but wouldn't buy again. All right, now I'm in the arcade, so this might be a little bit blasphemous, but I don't see myself buying any more arcade one-ups. And it's not like I regret them. I thought it was a fun time, especially during the pandemic. I love doing the videos. I love having them in the backdrop. But the truth is, I just don't really play them. I don't even play PS5 as much as I would like to. Bro, I'm 3 platinums away from 100, and I still haven't even gotten into it. So I think they're cool for the aesthetic. I don't regret it. But even if they came out with a Tekken right now, I don't think I would buy a new arcade one-up, especially with space limitations. Love video games, love the retro stuff, but I think I'm cool on arcade one-ups. All right, guys, we gave it to the omnibus. Now I gotta give it to the statues. And no, I'm not saying I would never buy a statue again, but I have a couple of different criteria for buying statues. I would never buy a sold-out statue at the manufacturing level for a lot more money on the aftermarket. Kind of like the OOP omnibus thing, but I've been there, I've done that. I bought statues during a bad time. I paid $3,000 for a sought after piece, but after a couple years, it's not so sought after anymore. And they'll even come out with skin variants. Specifically, I'm thinking Green Poison Ivy, 1/3 scale from Prime 1, comes out with a re-release a decade later with the regular skin tone, and it kind of makes collectors say, oh, I'll just grab that. Who cares about that old one these days? So I wouldn't go for a statue that's long sold out unless it was at retail. If it was way over, I won't even look at it. So I really kind of copied the omnibus list, but I would never do a custom statue at the kind of pre-order level. Let me just put an emphasis on that. I won't back a custom statue anymore because even if people have the best track record, everybody's cool until they're not. Everybody is smooth until they all of a sudden have a problem. I'm not trying to put any money down with some unlicensed guy that's just doing this. I could do it. But that's not to say if a friend of mine had a custom piece that I thought was cool, I would buy it from him if it was already in hand. But I'm just not putting any pre-orders down. I'm not interested. I've been there successfully, unsuccessfully. I've been cool on that for some years now. All right, the last one in the statue category, and this is a little bit different. This wasn't in the omnibus category. I have a price limit on statues. I've had statues that were expensive. I think the Hulkbuster was around the $3,000 mark. And it's not so much that it's a money thing. I just don't like having all that value packed into one piece. I think there's a lot that can go wrong with it. Oftentimes, those types of big, large pieces are hard to move. And I think about stuff like Prime 1, you have multiple boxes, or XM as well. That's heavy, very large, expensive to ship. And I think oftentimes, you can probably ask my boy, Mr. X, if you ever watch his for sale videos. It seems more often than not, those higher priced ones are harder to retain value or appreciate more in value. You have a better chance with those pieces that are like 600, 700 bucks. It gets sold out. Hey, you could probably sell it for 1,000 if you had to, for whatever reason, whether you want to upgrade, get something else, whatever. All right, so this is number 9, and it's the one thing that I haven't really purchased yet. Although I did get a piece as a gift. I'm talking about original art. Like, I kind of get it, but when it comes to certain things, I'm cheap as hell. Like, I would rather have a $10 poster than a $10,000 piece of art, unless I had stupid money where it didn't even matter. But if we're talking realistically, I'm looking at that piece of art like, nah, man, you gotta go. Give me the poster. The original art is kind of what I was saying earlier, where the type of collector that likes the scarcity, it's one of one. It's the only piece that it will ever be. But see, the problem for that to me is that means there can be an infinite amount of them. Unless you're talking published covers. Now that's different because that's history or published interiors. That is, it's understandable. But again, I would rather just have a picture of it on the wall. I'm not really looking to collect art for the value like that. All right, the last one. I probably put this in the thumbnail. It might be the one that you guys wanted to hear the most because I haven't really ever talked about it. I would never buy a luxury watch again, man. All right, I got to give a little bit of backstory. When we sold our last house, I was up. I mean, we grinded from like 2019 to 2022. We paid off that house. We sold it. It had appreciated by 50%. So I was like, man, you know what? I'm going to do something that was always a bucket list item for me. I grew up idolizing like music moguls or even like people like Tony Soprano with the Rolex presidential day date watch. So it was something that was in my head like, yo, if I ever made it, I got to buy the Rolex. Now, I am more of a flashy type of guy, but I knew that I wanted to buy a plain Jane day date because I wanted it to appreciate in value. I didn't want it to have any aftermarket pieces. And I went to the Diamond District with my boy DJ Links. He was there. He could vouch for me. And I bought a day date. Now, what they showed me, it had an aftermarket bezel. It had like, man, 6 carats of diamonds. I really wanted it, but I was like, nah, I gotta go plain Jane. I gotta play it smart. Until they told me, man, we got the box and we have the original dial and bezel. So you could always take it to a watch place and they could make it back to plain Jane. So I was like, oh, damn, that's it. I got the gold rollie, 15K. It's probably my largest purchase that wasn't a house or wasn't a key issue comic book. And what's funny, the watch market is very much like comic book issues. The market goes up, it goes down. It was high during the pandemic. It's down right now from what I know. But anyway, having the watch was one of those things that it was cool in my head, but in real life, it didn't work out. And I'll give you some examples. So normally when I walk into a place, I'm not really worried about anybody. People are more so worried about me. But when I had the watch on, now my head is on a swivel. Now I got something to lose. And now I have like my wife's with me, my kids are with me, and I'm like, I'm putting them in danger because I got something expensive on my wrist. Now, I guess it would have been cool back in the day if it was me and all my boys and we all had it, we all had jewelry, whatever. But now I'm like, yo, it's just me, Fee. I mean, Fee can throw hands. It just really wasn't worth it for me. And then even like wearing it in videos, I even stopped wearing it in videos before I sold it because I was like, I don't know, it just felt weird, man. It didn't feel like, oh, okay, this was an accomplishment. It felt like I was trying to stunt on people. So I didn't really like it. It didn't turn out how I thought it would be. And I ended up selling it. I sold it for 10.8. So I lost like 4,200 on it, which was okay. I mean, I understand that if I would have held it longer, maybe the market would pick back up. I was happy to recoup what I recouped. But jewelry, man, jewelry in general is a tough game. It's always buy high from the jeweler. If you ever try to sell back, they're trying to make a profit on it as well. So you usually take less either way. You could sell on eBay and such, but again, if you don't sell those types of items and you're just jumping in for the first time, it could be difficult. But yeah, I think I'm cool on luxury watches and any kind of jewelry for that matter. So those are the top 10 collectibles. Luxury watches are definitely a collectible. Top 10 collectibles that I would never buy again. And in the case of original art, I'm cool, I get it. Yo, what are some things that you would never buy again? Is it anything similar from this list? You have anything else collectible wise that you would never buy again? You've been there, you've done that, or you're staying away from it in general? Sound off in the comments down below. Check out the Encore page. Stay minty fresh. Peace.